Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just quiet sort of Saturday afternoon. I'm just finishing off bits and pieces of things I've had to do. Do you remember me telling you about this foam? It's absolutely brilliant, the stuff. Okay, and I feel here that I like to use up every single bit that I have. Sometimes it can be just a tiny bit like this, and I like to sort of make things like these hearts and putting a texture on them. Okay, I'm just going to sort of be quiet at the moment. It's just like letting you in to watch what I'm doing. My scissors at the ready. You're just cutting out this foam board just roughly, because I've cut out, doubled up a piece of paper and cut out a heart shape, and then just drew around it. So it doesn't really matter too much at this stage. It's the only way that I can sort of cut this up is where an old pair of scissors. It is a bit tough on the hands. I'm sure there's easier ways of doing it. Trying to keep everything in focus here. Alright, so you've got basically a heart shape that you cut out, and I'm sure a lot of you just use up the last tiny bits, and I bought those felt foam boards just to make some treasure chests, and which I finished incidentally, and I've got a couple of other projects on the go. Pieces of card that I had left, I don't know if you can see that, I just hand drew those designs, coloured it with watercolour, and then put glossy accents. I just painted the leaves on them so that you've got this sort of like slightly raised patterning on it. So I just put things by, because you never know when you're going to need something to embellish something or other, and again I just did really like those. These things I just put in that I could use later. I use up sort of a lot of my materials. At the moment I want a brush, so got to the gluey bit. Oh, and I found this stuff, and I think this actually came in a bouquet. I don't quite know what it is, but it's just a piece of sort of like texture with a colour to it. Anyway, so I saved it because I thought it would be nice as a textural background, which I'd actually glued onto the face of these particular hearts. I've got a few little ones and a few larger ones, and I just cut around them when they're finished, because there's various things you can do, and I put tissue on these ones. Just covered them up basically. There's a lot of things you can do with this foam board. I do love it. Right, so I think with this one I'm just going to be putting a little bit of tin foil, I think, around it, aluminium foil. If I don't talk too much, just watch what I'm doing here at the moment. So make sure it's all nicely covered. But what I'm actually going to do with this one is I'm going to paint the edge with glue. Just slap it on, as it were. Excuse me. Okay, so now we have the edge done. Trusty bit of tin foil. Bits and pieces that I've kept. Time to sharpen my scissors, I think. Quite great, I've put them down and I can't see them. Right, so I don't tend to worry about the backs too much of these, unless of course they're going to be hanging, and you can always put a hole through them to hang them up with ribbon if you want. I've got glue around the edges of this, so a little bit of glue in that. I just decided to put foil on this one just now. I'm using at the moment this sort of fabric glue. I find it quite sticky and it dries quite quickly and quite well, so I find if I'm going around corners I have to sort of like pull in the glue as well, so you can actually get it to fit. I know it's a bit mucky and you get a lot of things on your hands, so I don't need to worry about too much about this, because you always press it into place. You also put embellishments on it and cover it with this. I'm sure you've seen this done in other places on YouTube. Let me just turn that music down, it's getting in the way a little bit. So I'll let that dry. Change my brush a little bit here. I've got a little bit of paint that I've mixed up earlier. Just added a little bit of something to it. I find it's nice and thick. It's just household emulsion silk. I've added just a slight colour to it. Let's see how this goes. Sort of an off-white with a sort of a little pinky tinge to it. So it actually makes quite a nice texture, I feel. There we go. And I don't put a very thick layer on first, but I try and get it into all the... Okay. I thought I'd paint a couple of them first just to see how they are actually turning out. I use these old brushes I get from children's sets from Wilkinson's. I find it's good when you're just wanting to fill. That's good enough. I'll try the paper ones I think next. Now, which side is most interesting, I think. Well, that's tissue, so it's lifting a little bit, but I'm sure it will dry down again. I must have not put enough glue there. But it makes for such a lovely texture on things. I tend not to worry too much about this until everything's nicely dry, and then you can start to do other effects with it. And so I try and use up all the bits and pieces that I have and try and make as many sort of little embellishments as I can. I think we all do that, us crafting ladies. I'm just showing you what I'm doing on a lazy Saturday afternoon. There's one there. It's getting messy, getting stuck in there. Wait for these to dry. They could still be used underneath aluminium foil, because it will pick up on the patterning on that too. Just let them dry off. I love getting mucky, me. Let's try and get some water. Baby wipes. Helps if I'd opened them. Now this lovely sort of I think it's acrylic, sort of see-through, thick sort of plastic boxes and gift things you buy in the shop sometimes. I've just finished using a piece of this stuff. Where did I hide it? It's a very, very, very thick stuff, and it was actually sort of attached to some gift box that I had during Christmas. And I keep things like this because I have been doing some designs for special little how can I say, I've cut out the design already so that I can actually apply it. You probably won't be able to see this at the moment. I don't know if you can see that. This is something that I'm doing for a project, so that I can dabble on the basic design and then actually do something with the fine work afterwards. See if we can lift this up a little bit. Let me show you, ladies, what I finished the other day. Very, very quiet. There we go. There we go. This is what I finished this week, making I think it looks very pretty. I really enjoyed making this. It was like a practice run because I've got a little bit of time yet to do my other memory chest or treasure chest, and I made all the flowers. A lot of the flowers I'd seen made on Fiona Jennings' site, and I got some lovely lace. It's still got some sticky bits on it. Some lovely lace from her, which I made into like a layered flower with some organza ribbon underneath. This funny little thing that I've done here, I'd actually sort of sprayed or put some hot glue around the top of one of these little connectors things that you get in jewellery, and I sprinkled it with embossing stuff, and when I look at it here, I put the heat on it, and it's excuse me, it's turned out really well. Just to leave some little crystals there. I think these were also given to me, and a little flower there. And again, other techniques that I can see in the vast sort of array of beautiful flowers that Jennings makes anyway. Fiona Jennings. Silly. I used flat back pearls. I used a paint effect, not paint effect, a texture on the whole sort of article that I'd used, because I'd made this all out of that foam sheets there, what I'd had left, and corrugated cardboard. I used an old or an antique old furniture handle fixture, and I've changed the colour of that, and it shall we say it took me about 4 days to complete, so I'm actually very happy. So it's about sort of 11.5 inches from base to dome, and I used some lovely material I was given. I'm hoping you're seeing the colour of this, because it's got a sort of a pink blush to it. I used ink, a very pale ink. Which ink did I use there? So she's hunting through her inks. Yes, it's a distress ink, sorry, and it's called Tattered Rose. This is one I've had for a little while, and I just went over after I painted them all white, and I just used a brush, a little soft brush, which I put into the distress ink, and I managed to brush it over in certain areas that I couldn't get close to. From that I just used the actual pad itself. These were all cut out and measured to the little recesses that I had here, and I sewed them and edged them. I put an edging on here which I'd found in a shop, and it was the end of a roll, if you like. I've used flat back pearls, white leather to just complete the look, as it were, on those braces across the top of the dome on this, and it opens quite happily with these. Okay, so I'm actually quite pleased about that. It did take me ages, but now I've sort of learned a few things. Oh, I actually put some some lucky bits there. I actually put some felt on the bottom, so it's it can be sat on a wooden top or whatever, and it'll look gorgeous. So, all right. That's what I've done recently. It opens and shuts all right, just that I'm trying to sort of move along quickly here. Right, the next thing I have to cover is something else, which is another product. These I found out when I was shopping with my future daughter-in-law Claire, and we found some of these lovely little things, and I just feel here that it's going to be quite a happy job just to cover these, decorate them, make some lovely gifts, won't it, for bridesmaids. So I've got lots and lots of projects on the go. These are nearly dry. I wonder if this is going to be too loud. Going to mark this around with sort of like a little border. Oh, it doesn't matter if you open it. You see that? And lots of things you can do. You can use a stylus or the back of a brush. It'll look brilliant when it's completely dry. Anyway, I just thought I'd let you into my workroom for a while, just to see what I've been up to. It's very quiet today. Some busy days this week. I've also got to cut out a teddy bear this afternoon from an old-fashioned, quite an old pattern, and I should be stitching that up and putting it together. Once these are dried, I'll come back and see if we can finish them off, and I'll show you what else I'm up to. Okay? Have a nice rest of the day and take care. Bye bye for now.